Hey folks! So in my last video, I asked if anyone out there was planning for long-term survival in an urban situation. If any urban preppers were contemplating if there were a major event, a long-term survival event. If any urban preppers were thinking about just staying in the city. If they had any plans for how they would survive, for how they would avoid violent contact, for how they would secure resources, how they would find shelter that wouldn't be invaded by strangers, that sort of thing. The reason I was asking that, aside from just pure curiosity, is because of what I think is the most important skill a prepper can have, and that is adaptability. So, for instance, I don't plan on staying in a city if something really bad happens, for a lot of reasons. Now, a hurricane comes through, something like that. I've lived through hurricanes before. I've stayed in cities before. If you have some food and some water and you live in a relatively stable shelter, you're probably going to be okay. I did once have a tree fall into a house I was living in, and that kind of sucked, and I had to move out. But regardless, for the most part, you're going to be okay with a hurricane. But if something happened that would be a long-term survival event, I have no expectation of staying in a populated area. And in fact, my desire would be to get as far away from any population center as possible, as far away from populations, as far away from large groups of refugees as possible. But since I think adaptability is the most important skill I can have as a prepper, I want to know what other people are planning. And if anybody is actually seriously planning on staying in an urban environment, or anything that I think is out of the normal for preppers. I really don't think most urban preppers think about, if I have to survive for 3 years, I'm going to do it right here in the city. I don't think many preppers are thinking that way. But, if we knew a particular event was going to happen, if we weren't all just trying to prepare the best we could for whatever happened, whenever it happened to happen, say if we knew within the next 2 years there was going to be a coronal mass ejection that would put us, technologically back 200 years, and we were all preparing specifically for that. We all thought we knew exactly the way it was going to be, and we thought we knew, where we needed to be and what equipment we needed to have and what we needed to do to survive. We would still be wrong about a lot of those things. We might even find out that most of us were wrong about most of those things, and we would need to be adaptable. We might have, a retreat somewhere, someplace. We're leaving our urban area and we're going out to our cabin in the mountains or whatever. We might find we can't get there. We might get there and find that someone else has discovered it and it's occupied and they're armed and they've built up a defense in the time it took us to get there and we can't get in. We just don't know what's going to happen. So I think the ability to say, okay, that plan didn't work, I'll try plan B, I'll try plan C. And once you've run out of all the plans you had previously thought of, you can look around and adapt and improvise. I actually think in that way, being poor helps. If you're a poor person, you've probably improvised a lot already. I grew up poor. I know how to jerry-rig things. I know how to make the best of bad situations. Personally, I think that's helped me, and I think in a disaster scenario, I would be better off for having had those experiences. And I think it helps to build improvisational skills. So that's really something I was trying in that video, and I'll try in other videos to accomplish. Just asking what people are thinking, what they're planning, what other ideas are out there, and how would you make a different situation work? Maybe most of us think surviving in an urban environment would be next to impossible, but maybe somebody else out there has a really good idea. And I think the more we listen to each other, the better off we are. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope my ideas have made you think or something. And I hope you'll like and subscribe and watch more videos and comment, give your opinion. Help me become a better prepper. Maybe I can do the same for you. Later.